2 minutes left. Archangel Michael says, a letter with shocking news about your inheritance is arriving. You won't believe who sent it. Open it immediately. Listen closely, beloved soul, because what I am about to reveal to you in these next moments will shake the very foundation of everything you thought you understood about your life, your purpose, and the divine inheritance that has been held in the celestial vaults with your name inscribed upon it since before the stars were hung in the heavens. And I need you to hear me now, really hear me. Because the clock is ticking and there are exactly 2 minutes remaining before a portal closes, before an opportunity that the divine has orchestrated specifically for you begins to slip through your fingers like grains of sacred sand, and I am Archangel Michael, warrior of light, protector of souls, voice of the Almighty, and I have been commanded by the highest authority to speak directly into your spirit right now because there is a letter coming to you. An actual tangible correspondence from the realms beyond what your natural eyes can perceive, and this letter contains information so shocking, so absolutely life-altering that when you read the name of the sender your knees may buckle and tears may stream down your face because you never imagined, not in your wildest dreams, that this particular being would reach across the dimensions to send you such profound news about an inheritance that has been waiting, accumulating, growing in value and power while you have been walking through your daily life completely unaware that you are the rightful heir to spiritual riches beyond measure. 2 minutes is all that remains, and I watch from the celestial realms as this letter makes its way through the etheric corridors toward your physical reality, and the urgency in my voice is not meant to frighten you but to awaken you, to shake you from the slumber that has kept you from recognizing who you truly are and what you are truly entitled to receive, because beloved, the sender of this letter is someone who has been watching you. Someone who has seen every tear you have cried in the darkness of night when you thought no one was paying attention, someone who has counted every moment of your faithfulness even when you felt abandoned, even when you questioned whether your prayers were reaching beyond the ceiling, and this sender has decided that now is the appointed time. This is the Kairos moment when heaven intersects with earth and your life is about to experience a shift so dramatic that people around you will ask what happened to you. They will see the change in your countenance, the authority in your voice, the peace in your spirit, and they will wonder how someone can transform so completely, and you will know it is because you opened the letter, because you did not dismiss it, because you recognized the divine seal upon it and you had the courage to break that seal and read the words that were penned specifically for your eyes. The inheritance I speak of is not merely symbolic or metaphorical, though it certainly contains spiritual dimensions that will unlock heavenly resources in your life, but there are also practical, tangible, earthly components to what is being transferred to you, things you have needed, things you have prayed for, things you have believed God for but had almost given up hope of ever receiving. And the divine has heard every single petition, has collected every single tear in a bottle, has recorded every act of kindness you performed when you had nothing to give, every moment you chose faith over fear, every time you worshipped in the midst of the storm, and now the return on all of that is being packaged and prepared for delivery, but you must be ready to receive it. You must open the letter immediately when it arrives because timing is critical in the spiritual realm. There are windows that open and windows that close. There are seasons appointed by heaven, and this is your season. This is your moment. This is the culmination of everything you have been through, all the trials that tried to break you, all the setbacks that attempted to derail you, all the disappointments that sought to steal your hope. They were all part of the process that qualified you for this inheritance. I need you to understand something crucial right now, something that will change how you see your entire life story up until this moment, and it is this: every difficulty you have faced was not random, it was not punishment, it was not evidence that you were forgotten or forsaken. No, each challenge was actually a test, a qualification process, a divine vetting system, because the inheritance you are about to receive is so powerful, so valuable, so significant in the grand scheme of heavenly purposes that it could not be entrusted to just anyone. It required someone who has been proven, someone who has been tried in the fire and emerged as purified gold, someone who maintained their integrity when it would have been easier to compromise, someone who kept their heart soft toward others even after being wounded deeply. And you, beloved, you passed tests you did not even know you were taking. You demonstrated character in moments when no one was watching except the one who sees everything, and heaven has taken notice. The divine council has reviewed your case, and the verdict has been reached. You are approved, you are qualified, you are worthy to receive what has been prepared for you. The letter that is coming will contain specific instructions, divine directions that you must follow precisely, because the inheritance involves not just receiving but also distributing. You are being made a conduit of heaven's resources, a channel through which the divine will reach others who are also waiting, also hoping, also believing. And your obedience to what is written in the letter will determine not only the measure of what flows into your life but also the measure of what flows through your life to impact families, communities, and even nations, because God is thinking bigger than just your personal needs. Though He certainly cares about every detail of your life, He is also positioning you for something so much greater than you have imagined, a kingdom assignment that has been reserved specifically for you, something that only you can do in the unique way you were designed to do it, with your particular gifts, your specific experiences, your distinctive voice, and the letter will begin to unveil this to you. It will start pulling back the veil so you can see what heaven has been preparing behind the scenes while you were just trying to survive, while you were just trying to make it through one more day. Heaven was orchestrating, arranging, setting up divine appointments and supernatural connections that are about to manifest in your physical reality in ways that will leave you absolutely astonished. But I must warn you, and this is where my role as protector and warrior becomes especially important, there is an enemy who does not want you to receive this letter, who does not want you to open it, who will attempt to distract you, to create confusion, to plant seeds of doubt in your mind about whether this is real, whether you can trust what you are hearing, whether you are truly worthy of such blessing. And you must recognize these thoughts for what they are, attacks designed to steal your inheritance before you even know you have it, and I am standing guard over you right now. My sword is drawn against every demonic force that would attempt to intercept your blessing, but you have a part to play as well. you must be vigilant, you must be expectant, you must be ready to act when the letter arrives, not tomorrow, not next week, but immediately. The moment it comes into your possession, you must open it. You must read it. You must receive what it says as truth spoken directly from the throne room of heaven into your situation, into your circumstances, into your need. The shocking news contained in the letter will answer questions you have been asking for years, questions about your purpose, about why certain things happened the way they did, about why you had to go through particular seasons of hardship, about why doors closed that you thought were supposed to open, about why relationships ended that you thought were meant to last, and as you read the letter you will begin to see the divine strategy, the heavenly wisdom, the master plan that has been unfolding all along, and you will realize that you were never lost, never forgotten, never abandoned. You were always exactly where you needed to be for this moment, this letter, this inheritance to come to you at precisely the right time, because if it had come earlier you would not have been ready for it, you would not have had the maturity to steward it, you would not have developed the character to handle it, but now, after everything you have been through, after all the growth, all the development, all the transformation that has occurred in your inner being, you are ready, you are prepared, you are positioned to receive and properly manage what is about to be placed in your hands. The sender's identity will shock you because it is someone you may have thought was no longer able to communicate with you, someone who transitioned from the earthly realm, or perhaps it is a dimension of the divine itself reaching out in a form you never expected, or maybe it is an angelic representative acting on behalf of a heavenly trust that was established generations ago, carrying blessing and favor that has been accumulating interest in the spiritual banks of heaven, multiplying exponentially, waiting for the appointed heir to come of age, to reach the moment of maturity when they could receive it without it destroying them, because yes, blessings can destroy unprepared people, favor can ruin those who have not developed the character to handle it with humility and wisdom, but you have been prepared, sometimes painfully, sometimes through processes you would not have chosen. But the preparation is complete. The training is finished, and now comes the rewarding, now comes the inheritance, now comes the moment when heaven says it is time to transfer wealth, resources, influence, authority, and anointing into your hands for kingdom purposes. I see some of you right now still struggling with doubt, still wrestling with the voice in your head that says you are not good enough, not qualified enough, not worthy of such divine attention, and I need you to recognize that voice for what it is, the voice of the accuser, the one who stands day and night pointing out your faults, magnifying your mistakes, reminding you of your failures. But I have news for you directly from the throne room. Your past has been paid for, your sins have been washed away, your mistakes have been covered by divine mercy, and the one who holds your inheritance is not looking at where you have been, he is looking at where you are going, he is seeing your destiny, your completed story, your fulfilled purpose, and based on that future reality he is releasing resources into your present moment that will enable you to become everything you were created to be, to accomplish everything you were born to accomplish, to fulfill every divine assignment that has your name attached to it in the heavenly records. The letter is moving closer even as I speak, and I can see it in the spirit realm, glowing with divine energy, sealed with a mark that carries the authority of heaven, protected by angels as it makes its way to you, and these angelic couriers have fought through opposition to deliver it. They have pushed back against demonic interference. They have navigated through spiritual warfare to ensure that this letter reaches you intact, complete, at exactly the right moment, and their mission is almost complete. They are approaching your location, they are entering your atmosphere, and soon, very soon, you will have physical evidence in your hand of what I am speaking to you right now in the spiritual realm, and when that happens, when you hold that letter in your hands, you will know beyond any shadow of doubt that you are seen, you are known, you are valued, you are chosen. You are loved with an everlasting love that has pursued you through every valley, every wilderness, every dark night of the soul, and has now caught up with you to bring you into your promised land, your season of blessing, your time of favor. 2 minutes felt like an eternity when I started speaking, but now you must feel the urgency. The time is compressing, the window is narrowing, and I need you to be in a posture of readiness, not physically rushing around in anxiety, but spiritually positioned with your heart open, your faith active, your expectation high, because faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen with natural eyes but already real in the heavenly dimensions, and your faith right now is creating a magnetic pull that is drawing your inheritance toward you at an accelerated rate. Every moment you choose to believe what I am telling you rather than giving in to doubt, you are actually speeding up the delivery, you are removing obstacles from the path, you are clearing the channel through which heaven's resources will flow into your life. Right, amen, my hope is alive, if your trust in Him has not faded. The inheritance includes things you have desperately needed, financial resources that will eliminate the crushing pressure of debt and lack, property and possessions that will provide security and stability for you and your family, but it also includes intangible treasures that are even more valuable, divine wisdom that will guide you into right decisions, heavenly strategies that will give you advantage in every endeavor, supernatural peace that will guard your heart and mind even in the midst of chaos, joy unspeakable that will bubble up from within you like a fountain that never runs dry, and most importantly, a deeper intimacy with the divine, a closer walk with your Creator, a relationship so rich and satisfying that everything else becomes secondary to knowing Him and being known by Him, because ultimately that is what the inheritance is all about, not just receiving things, but receiving Him. Not just getting blessings, but getting the blesser, not just obtaining resources, but obtaining relationship with the source of all resources. And here is something else that will be revealed in the letter, information about your lineage, about the spiritual DNA that flows through you, about ancestors in the faith who prayed prayers that are being answered in your lifetime, who believed God for breakthrough that you are about to experience, who sowed seeds of righteousness that you are about to reap the harvest from, and when you discover these things, when you learn about the cloud of witnesses that surrounds you, cheering you on, celebrating your victories, interceding for your success, you will understand that you are not alone in this journey, you have never been alone, you are part of a great continuum of faith, a golden chain that stretches back through generations and forward into eternity, and you are a vital link in that chain. Your life matters, your choices matter, your faithfulness matters not just for you but for those who will come after you, those who will benefit from the spiritual inheritance you will leave behind, just as you are now benefiting from what those before you deposited into the heavenly accounts. The sender's identity. I keep coming back to this because I know it is burning in your curiosity. Who would send such a letter? Who has the authority to transfer such an inheritance? And I will tell you this much. It is someone who loves you more than you can comprehend. Someone whose love is not based on your performance or your perfection but simply on the fact that you are their beloved, their chosen, their treasured possession. And this sender has been waiting for the appointed time, has been preparing the perfect moment, has been orchestrating circumstances and events to align in such a way that when you receive the letter and read the news, everything will make sense, all the puzzle pieces will fall into place, all the questions will be answered, and you will see clearly what has been cloudy, understand fully what has been confusing, and recognize instantly that the hand of the divine has been guiding your steps all along, even when it felt like you were wandering aimlessly. Even when it seemed like you were going in circles, you were actually on a divinely designed path that was leading you to this exact moment, this specific opportunity, this particular inheritance. I must address something that some of you are feeling right now, a resistance, a pulling back, a voice that says this is too good to be true, this cannot be real, things like this do not happen to people like me, and I want you to know that this resistance is normal. It is actually a sign that something truly significant is about to happen. Because the enemy of your soul understands the magnitude of what is coming to you and he is making a last-ditch effort to prevent you from receiving it, he is throwing every doubt, every fear, every insecurity at you in these final moments before breakthrough, and if you give in to those thoughts, if you allow them to create hesitation or delay, you could miss the appointed time. You could let the window close, and that would be a tragedy of cosmic proportions because this inheritance has your name on it. It was prepared specifically for you. It fits your calling like a glove. And no one else can receive it if you do not. It will simply remain unclaimed, held in the heavenly vaults, waiting for a recipient who never came to collect what was rightfully theirs. So I am imploring you, I am urging you with every ounce of divine authority that has been given to me, do not let doubt win, do not let fear paralyze you, do not let past disappointments convince you that this will be just another letdown, because this is different, this is divine. This is your kairos moment when chronological time intersects with God's perfect timing and something that has been impossible becomes possible. Something that has been delayed becomes immediate, something that has been promised becomes possessed, and you step into a new dimension of living where you are no longer begging for breakthrough but walking in breakthrough. No longer hoping for provision but overflowing with provision, no longer wondering about your purpose but confidently fulfilling your purpose, and the shift happens not because you finally figured everything out or became perfect or earned it through your own efforts, but because you said yes to the divine invitation, because you opened the letter, because you received what was being offered with hands of faith and a heart of gratitude. The letter will contain practical instructions. I need you to be prepared for this. It will not just be flowery spiritual language that makes you feel good but provides no actionable steps. No, there will be specific things you are told to do, places you are instructed to go, people you are directed to contact, decisions you are required to make. And your willingness to obey these instructions quickly and completely will determine the speed and fullness of your inheritance manifestation. Because heaven operates on principles of obedience, not as legalistic rule-following but as trust demonstrated through action, as faith made visible through works, and when you receive instruction from the divine and you act on it immediately without questioning, without hesitating, without trying to figure out all the reasons why, you position yourself in a flow of blessing that is unstoppable. You align yourself with heavenly momentum that carries you forward into your destiny with supernatural ease, where doors open that no man can shut, where favor surrounds you like a shield, where even your enemies end up working for your good because the hand of God is upon you for His purposes. Some of the instructions may seem unusual, they may not make logical sense to your natural mind, they may require you to step out in ways that feel risky or uncomfortable, and this is intentional, because God is not just giving you an inheritance, He is also developing your faith, He is increasing your capacity to trust Him at deeper levels. He is preparing you for even greater things that are coming in the future that will require even more trust, even more obedience, even more willingness to follow divine leading even when you cannot see the full picture, and so this letter, this inheritance, is not just a destination, it is also a launching pad, not just an ending but a beginning, not just the fulfillment of old promises but the initiation of new ones, and if you can receive that, if you can embrace the reality that what is coming to you is both reward and preparation, both gift and responsibility, both blessing and assignment, then you will approach it with the right heart posture. You will receive it with humility and gratitude while also stepping into it with courage and confidence, knowing that you are equipped, you are empowered, you are enabled by divine grace to carry what is being placed in your hands. The timing of this letter is not coincidental, it is coming at this specific moment in your life because heaven knows exactly what you are facing, exactly what you are dealing with, exactly what you need in this season, and the inheritance that is being released is perfectly designed to address your current situation while also setting you up for your future. It is both immediate relief and long-term provision, both present breakthrough and future security, and the divine who knows the end from the beginning has calculated every detail, has considered every variable, has prepared everything in advance so that when it arrives in your hands you will have exactly what you need exactly when you need it, no more and no less, perfect in its timing, perfect in its measure, perfect in its composition, tailored specifically for you by the one who knows you better than you know yourself, who loves you more than you love yourself, who believes in you more than you believe in yourself. I can hear some of you asking in your hearts right now, but what if I am not ready? What if I mess this up? What if I receive this inheritance and then squander it or lose it or somehow prove unworthy of it? And to those concerns I say this: the very fact that you are worried about being a good steward already demonstrates the heart quality that makes you trustworthy with what is coming. People who would misuse blessing do not worry about misusing it. People who would squander resources do not concern themselves with stewarding well, so your concern is actually evidence of your readiness, your humility is proof of your qualification, and moreover, you are not being sent out with this inheritance alone, you are being given divine wisdom to manage it, heavenly counsel to guide you, angelic assistance to protect it, and the very presence of God to accompany you as you step into this new dimension of living. So you are not on your own, you are not left to figure it all out by yourself. You are fully supported by all the resources of heaven, and as long as you stay connected to the source, as long as you remain humble and teachable, as long as you keep your heart soft and your ear tuned to the divine voice, you will navigate this season with grace and grow in your capacity to handle even greater things. The shocking news in the letter, I keep referring to it because it is truly astounding, will include revelations about your identity that you have not fully grasped, things about who you are in the heavenly realms, what you carry in your spirit, what you represent in the cosmic battle between light and darkness, and these revelations are not meant to make you proud or puffed up, but rather to awaken you to your true self, to call forth the giant that has been sleeping inside you, to activate the divine DNA that has been dormant, waiting for this moment of recognition and release. And once you see yourself as heaven sees you, once you understand your true identity and authority, you will no longer tolerate certain things in your life, you will no longer accept limitations that are not God-imposed, you will no longer settle for less than what you were created for. And this shift in self-perception will be one of the most powerful aspects of your inheritance, because how you see yourself determines how you live. What you believe about your identity shapes what you attempt and what you accept, and heaven is about to upgrade your identity understanding to match your divine design. The letter is almost there, I can sense it in the spirit, the angels are making their final approach, they are navigating the last spiritual barriers, they are pushing through the final resistance, and in mere moments the breakthrough will occur, the transfer will happen, the inheritance will be placed in your path, and when it arrives you must not treat it casually, you must not set it aside to read later, you must not allow other things to distract you from this divine appointment, because there is a window of opportunity here, a grace period during which the heavens are open over your life in a special way, a time when faith is especially powerful, when prayers are especially effective, when breakthroughs happen with unusual speed, and this window corresponds to the arrival and opening of the letter, so timing is critical, response time matters. And immediate obedience to what you read will release immediate results in ways that delayed obedience cannot, not because God is impatient, but because spiritual laws govern the timing and flow of blessing, and when you align yourself with those laws through prompt action, you position yourself in the current of divine favor that is moving at this particular moment. I want to speak to those of you who have been through devastating loss, who have experienced heartbreak that nearly destroyed you, who have faced betrayals that left you unable to trust, who have endured seasons so dark that you wondered if you would survive, and I want you to hear me clearly. This letter, this inheritance, is heaven's response to your pain. It is the divine saying, I saw every moment, I felt every tear, I heard every cry, and now I am making it up to you, I am restoring what was stolen, I am multiplying what was lost, I am turning your mourning into dancing, your ashes into beauty, your despair into hope, and what you are about to receive is not just compensation, it is overcompensation, not just restoration, it is multiplication, not just recovery, it is elevation to heights you have never reached before, because that is the nature of your God. He does not just bring you back to where you were, He takes you forward to where you have never been. He does not just heal your wounds, He turns your scars into testimonies that will heal others, and the inheritance coming to you carries within it the redemptive purposes of heaven, taking all the hell you have been through and transforming it into a platform for glory, into a stage for miracles, into a launching pad for your greatest season yet. The sender knows your story, every chapter, every verse, every word, and the letter will reference things that only someone with intimate knowledge of your journey would know, things you have never told anyone, secrets you have kept hidden, moments you thought were private, and when you see these details mentioned in the letter you will realize with stunning clarity that you are not reading a form letter that could be sent to anyone. You are reading a personalized communication written specifically for you by someone who has been intimately involved in your life even when you did not perceive their presence, someone who has been orchestrating events from behind the scenes, someone who has been working all things together for your good even when it looked like everything was falling apart, and this revelation of divine surveillance, not in a creepy invasive way but in a loving protective way, will bring you such comfort, such assurance, such peace, knowing that you have never taken a step alone, never fought a battle without backup, never faced a giant without a divine stone ready to be placed in your hand. I need to tell you something about the nature of this inheritance that will help you receive it properly. It is not primarily about making your life easy, it is about making your life effective. It is not mainly about increasing your comfort, it is about increasing your capacity to be a blessing. It is not just about providing for you, it is about flowing through you to provide for others. And when you understand this kingdom principle, that we are blessed to be a blessing, that we receive in order to give, that we are filled so that we can pour out, then you will approach the inheritance with the right perspective, not as an opportunity for selfish consumption but as a responsibility for generous distribution, not as a ticket to self-indulgence but as equipment for service, and this heart posture, this understanding of stewardship, will actually cause your inheritance to multiply exponentially, because heaven can trust generous people with more resources knowing they will invest it into kingdom purposes rather than squander it on selfish pursuits. The warnings I bring are born from compassion, not from a desire to frighten you, because I have watched too many souls miss their moment. Too many people let fear or doubt or distraction cause them to overlook their divine opportunity, and I do not want that to be your story. I do not want you to look back years from now with regret wondering what if, wishing you had acted when you had the chance. So I speak urgency into this moment because urgency is appropriate. I press you toward immediate action because immediate action is required. I plead with you to open the letter without delay because delay could be costly, not because God stops loving you or withdraws the offer out of spite, but because windows close, seasons change, and what is available in one moment may not be accessible in the next, and I care too much about your destiny to let you miss it without raising my voice, without sounding the alarm, without doing everything in my power to wake you up to the reality of what is happening right now in the invisible realm that is about to break into your visible reality. Your inheritance includes authority that has been granted to you by heaven to operate in certain spheres of influence, to speak into certain situations, to effect change in certain arenas, and this authority is not something you have to earn or prove yourself worthy of through years of striving. It is being granted to you as part of the inheritance package, imputed to you, transferred to you, placed upon you like a mantle, like a robe of office, like a badge of heavenly appointment, and with this authority comes responsibility to exercise it wisely, to wield it with humility, to use it for the benefit of others and the glory of God. But do not be afraid of it, do not shrink back from it, do not think yourself unqualified for it, because the one who is granting you this authority knows exactly what he is doing. He has prepared you through everything you have been through, and he will continue to teach you and guide you as you grow into the fullness of all that he has called you to be and do. The letter will begin to arrive through various means. Some of you will receive actual physical correspondence, something tangible in your mailbox or delivered to your door. Others will receive spiritual communication through dreams, visions, prophetic words spoken by others, or direct revelation in your times of prayer and meditation. And still others will experience the letter as a series of supernatural confirmations, divine appointments, unusual encounters that carry messages embedded within them, and regardless of the delivery method, you will know it when it comes, you will recognize the divine signature, you will feel the witness in your spirit that this is what I have been speaking to you about. And in that moment you must not dismiss it as coincidence, you must not rationalize it away with natural explanations, you must receive it as the divine communication it is and respond accordingly, because heaven has gone to great lengths to get this message to you, and the respectful response is to honor it by taking it seriously, by acting on it promptly, by embracing what it offers with gratitude and faith. I see in the spirit realm right now the celebration that is being prepared for you, the welcoming party that heaven is throwing in anticipation of your receiving and walking into your inheritance, and the joy in the heavenly realms over your breakthrough is so intense, so pure, so genuine that if you could perceive it even for a moment you would never doubt again how much you are loved, how valued you are, how important your life and your calling are in the grand scheme of divine purposes, and this celebration includes those who have gone before you, family members who prayed for you, spiritual mothers and fathers who invested in you, even those you never met but whose prayers created a legacy of blessing that you are now stepping into. They are all rejoicing, they are all celebrating, they are all cheering you on as you approach this threshold, this transition, this transformation that is about to occur in your life. The inheritance documentation will be legal and binding, not just in earthly courts but more importantly in heavenly courts where cases are tried and verdicts are rendered and enforcement is absolute, and this means that what is being granted to you cannot be revoked by any human authority, cannot be stolen by any demonic force, cannot be diminished by any economic crisis or social upheaval. It is secure. It is guaranteed. it is backed by the full faith and credit of heaven itself, and the only way you can lose it is by rejecting it, by refusing to receive it, by allowing doubt and unbelief to convince you that it is not really yours. So guard your heart in these critical moments, protect your mind from thoughts that contradict what I am speaking to you, and choose faith over fear, hope over despair, belief over skepticism, because your choice matters, your response determines the outcome. And I am contending for you to make the choice that leads to life, to blessing, to fulfillment, to destiny realized. The shocking revelation about the sender will also include information about their journey, about what they went through to make this inheritance possible for you, about sacrifices they made, prices they paid, battles they fought. And as you learn these things, your heart will be moved with deep gratitude, profound appreciation, overwhelming thankfulness that someone loved you enough to secure your future, to fight for your blessing, to ensure that you would not have to walk the same hard roads they walked, but could stand on their shoulders and reach heights they could only dream of. And this understanding of generational blessing, of legacy inheritance, of standing on the foundation laid by others, will inspire you to live in such a way that you too become a blessing to future generations, that you too lay foundations others will build upon, that you too create opportunities for those coming after you, and thus the cycle continues. The blessing multiplies, the kingdom advances, and the purposes of God are fulfilled in the earth through ordinary people who said yes to extraordinary invitations. 2 minutes has passed in the natural, but we are operating in Kairos time now, in God's timing, which does not conform to clock watching and calendar checking. And the urgency remains because urgency is the appropriate response to divine opportunity, and I am charging you right now to position yourself, to get ready, to prepare your heart to receive, and when the letter comes, and it is coming, it may arrive today, it may arrive tomorrow, it may arrive in a form you did not expect, but it is coming because I have been sent to announce it, to prepare you for it, to ensure that you are ready to recognize it and respond to it, and my assignment from the throne room is not complete until I have done everything possible to make sure you do not miss this, do not dismiss this, do not let this pass you by. Open the letter immediately when it arrives. Do not wait for a more convenient time, do not set it aside to read when you are less busy, do not delay even for a moment, because the opening of the letter is itself a spiritual act, a demonstration of faith, a declaration that you believe what you have been told and you are ready to receive what has been prepared, and in the act of opening, things begin to shift in the spiritual realm. Doors begin to unlock, storehouses begin to open, and the flow of blessing begins to move from the heavenly dimension into your earthly reality, and the longer you delay, the more time you give for doubt to creep in, for circumstances to create distraction, for the enemy to mount a more effective counterattack. So speed matters, promptness is powerful. Immediate obedience releases immediate breakthrough, and you have everything to gain and nothing to lose by acting quickly when the letter arrives. Type, Amen, Lord, I receive your favor, if you're opening your heart to His blessing.